Well, this is the CRF250R. She's a 2005 build. Could have been sold in New Zealand in 2006. You sometimes get that with these. They sometimes sit on the floor for a little while. Then they're not so big on their selling. You know, they can sometimes stick around for, I've seen some stick around for a year before they get sold. But I'm saying she's a 2005 build anyway, so could have been sold new during 2005 or early 2006 maybe. Local bike, Auckland, New Zealand. A good bike actually. I've had it a bit over a year, I suppose, maybe a bit longer. Sort of forget now when I bought it exactly. Haven't really done anything to it. It's just like I got it. Two owners. Guy I bought it from was a middle-aged guy. He bought it from a woman. I don't think it's had a hard life. I know these things can get thrashed. I don't think it's been raced. You can never be 100% sure. Maybe somebody had a thrash on it. But I think 15 years old, it's looking still pretty tidy. A little bit of wear where you'd expect it down on the magnesium covers. Missing the little guard around the sprocket. They're pretty easy to get if somebody wanted one. But down around here, there's no sign of any stripping down really. I don't think. I think the bolts look to be in pretty good condition, because these would be showing rubbing of disconnection. The head bolts, acorn bolts, they don't look like they've been played around with. I have actually taken off the top rocker cover, put in a new rubber gasket. I was just checking the valve clearances. They came up within spec, so I was happy about that. But is she hard to start? I don't know. I have trouble starting it. I find it's hard to kick over. It's tall and it's easy to fall off it when I'm kicking it. I'm not all that tall. I'm 5'11". I find it a bit tough there. And I'm in my 60s now. I think this is probably a young guy's bike. Somebody with a bit of real stamina to get it going. And I can't really ride it as hard as it probably would like to be ridden. So I've decided to sell it. I've sold it. Young guy's coming to pick it up later on tonight. Sounds like a nice guy. Hopefully he has a good ride out of it, a good run out of it. It's got all new brake pads, new tyres. Down in here, a little bit of dirtiness on the exhaust pipe. That would come up. It's just been sitting, got a bit of surface rust on that. A little bit of rubbing down here, but not too bad. No cracks in the cases or anything like that. No leaks in the water. Radiators show signs that maybe she's been dropped a couple of times. A little bit of distortion on the radiators, but no leaks. Everything's tight. I did put a new cap on it just to do that. Change the fluids. Separate fluids these things have from the engine and the gearbox. Presume it is anyway. It's two different fillers. I filled it twice. So got all the adjustments here for the rear monoshock. Seriously tough swing arm. Man, it's a solid swing arm. You could drop that hard, it wouldn't really matter. I don't think she's going to be in very easily. Yeah, so she's got just rubbing that you get from throwing your boot over her. Seat's in pretty good nick. Do have the original seat cover down here. Brand new, never really been used, just got swapped out. Got a new head gasket and gasket top set for the young guy who wants to do it. New workshop manual there, new air cleaner, new rubber for the top gasket if he decides to do the valves. Comes with Cody bars, they've just been fitted recently. Cody grips, Zeta or Zeta, whatever you call them. Levers, that's your hot start lever. Don't get me on about starting. I don't know, I really have struggled to get this thing running easily. There's the no leaks in the master cylinders or anything. A little bit of, you know, drop damage maybe on the little shroud guards, but nothing really to speak of for the age of it. And I think she's pretty good. A bit of oxidation on the anodized stanchions. But, well, that's not too. It's probably just due to a bit of, you know, just the weather on it. I've always had it indoors. The guy who bought it off had it in a carport. I think it got a bit more weather coming through on it, and it gets no weather where it is with me. All this here is all really nice, Nick. It's all nice and clean. Calipers all around the hubs, nice. So I think he's got a good bike once he gets started. So I hadn't used it for over a year. It's just been sitting, and I thought I'd get it out last weekend, give it a run. Turned on the gas. I flushed the gas out, put new gas in it because it's been sitting for a while, and it just comes straight out the overflow of the carb. So the float looks like it's stuck. It's probably gummed down the bottom of the bowl. And to be honest, I just haven't got the patience to get down in there and clean it all out, disassemble, put it back together again. I got my other projects. I got my degree that I'm looking forward to getting back into. I do like the degree. Nice bike, not so common here in New Zealand, so it'd be quite cool to be riding that around. And I'm going to completely rebuild this. I'll strip it right down, get the frame blasted and powder coated. Should come out really nice. Put new tyres on it, just about to stretch the back one on. And I got my XR, which I do love riding. This is my favourite bike. I do like it. Even though she's old, it starts first pop and it runs like a beast. This thing is unbelievable. And man, have they got a reputation. They got a good reputation. It's still competitive. It's a 1990, so it's 30 odd years old. And you know, it'll keep up with the wood rider. It'll keep up with the best of them, you know. I'm a bit slow with my riding these days, and it suits me. It's a comfortable bike. It's nice to sit on a seat, and it's nice to stand on the pegs. It's just a good all-rounder bike, especially for an old guy. And got a lovely sound, of course, and plenty of low-down torque, and 6-speed box, so it really gets up and goes nicely on the trails. These here are a 5-speed box actually. They do have a little bit of difference. They've got a 19 on the rear compared to 18s, so I guess that helps with the gearing at the high end. I haven't actually managed to get it to that sort of stage where I've had to go thrash on it. I've only really been in the low gears, so I think they go pretty well. From what I've seen on YouTube out on the tracks and stuff, they seem to go pretty well, these bikes with a 5-speed. Decent size stanchions. These would take a bit of bending. So yeah, that's pretty much the last we'll see of the CRF, unless it all turns bad and he changes his mind, which if he does, I've got others behind him that are quite happy to take it. So yeah, it wasn't too hard. A lot of interest in this bike when I listed it. So thank you for viewing. Look forward to putting out another video before too long on some of the work I'm going to be doing on the degree. We're into January really truly now in Auckland, New Zealand. I'm back at work, so I don't have so much spare time now to play around with these things, but it will give me a bit more space in my garage, which I'm going to tidy up and maybe be able to get the Santa Fe back in here again. So hope everything's going well with you all. It's still a very, very horrible time around the world. Even here in Auckland we're having some concerns at the moment with the new strains from UK and South Africa. So I'm hoping that's not going to end in a lockdown. Thank you for looking at this video. Not too much in it, just to sort of give you a bit of an idea on the CRF. I think they're still a fantastic bike. They've been around a while now, they're pretty proven. I know the engine's been improved and fuel injection and all that, but this 2005 is still a good model. This is John from Auckland, New Zealand. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.